Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Rags to Riches. This is episode 75, so we are 3/4 of the way to 100 episodes now. So we've definitely come a long way, but we still have lots more to do. So the plan for this episode is to kind of get back into the spring planting season there. I was originally thinking that was going to start in April, but it's actually in March that we can plant our sunflowers and our oats. That's the first month available for planting, so we only have to get through a couple more months here. So first thing, we are going to sell a few products here. I actually just topped up the water in the greenhouses off camera because they were almost empty. And now I think I'm actually going to go in and switch these to selling. You can see we do have some lettuce out here already that we are going to have to sell, but I'm going to switch those to selling. And then we have to move a little bit of goat milk into this dairy. We have to move some buffalo milk into our other dairies over there. And then we are going to sell the lettuce, our goat milk. We have some bottled goat milk back here as well. Our buffalo mozzarella and our bread. We do have a bunch of wood products ready as well, but they are at a pretty steady price. But all of this other stuff I just mentioned is at a really good price right now. So we're going to sell all that this month. And then I think we're just going to let the wood stack up for a couple months because that price doesn't really change a whole lot anyway. But we might as well take advantage of all this other produce while we have really good prices for it. I think even the honey is at a really good price right now. So yeah, we're going to try to sell a bunch of stuff. But before that, I think I am going to switch these greenhouses to selling because as I mentioned in the last episode, we have been selling lettuce for a long time, since like very close to the beginning of this series. We've done it a lot, and we have so many other products that we're loading and selling now that it's just becoming a little bit redundant. So I think we're just going to switch these greenhouses to automatically selling. I think we will still have to load up the pallets on the outside because I don't think when I switch it to selling, those are going to be sold. So we will have to manually load those up. But I think that is going to be our last lettuce loading of the series. So we'll pop into the greenhouse control panel here. We'll go to the lettuce, and we're just going to change that output mode to selling. So that is just going to automatically get sold. Whatever is generated is going to get sold every hour, and we will just automatically get a little bit of income put into our bank account there. It is a lot more convenient because it saves you the loading time, but it is a little bit of a trade-off because you don't make quite as much money as you would if you were to load it up and sell it manually. But that's all right. We are not exactly hurting for money at this point. As you can see from the bank account, we are pretty close to $1 million. And then I'm pretty sure after we sell this produce here, we are going to be over $1 million. So we have so much stuff going on that money is not really a huge issue for us right now. So we will just change this one to selling as well. And there we go. So yeah, we shouldn't have to load up any more lettuce after this last time here. So but yeah, we don't really have a whole lot more to do until spring, so I'm just going to get all this stuff loaded up and get it sold, and then we're going to run over and check on our animals. I think we need to mix up some more TMR, feed the cows. I think the goats are still good for a little while, but we'll check on all that stuff. I need to run down to the sawmill too, actually. Maybe I'll do that right now. I did forget to check that when I was doing my run around there. Okay, this guy is down at the sawmill, so I wanted to check what our wood level is at. Okay, good thing I checked that. So we're down to 15,000 wood, so we will have to top up the sawmill again this month before we advance. But basically just a few product sales, check on our animals, top up the sawmill, and then we will be able to move into February. So I'm just going to hop back into our Volvo here, and we'll get this traded out for the flat deck again, and then get into the skid steer and start doing some loading. Okay, well, we got all that stuff loaded up, and we're just headed down to the supermarket here to sell everything. So this should be a pretty good payday. I was struggling a little bit to load this stuff up in a couple spots, but I think I'm just a little bit rusty. I need to play a little bit more than once per week here. So we can sell everything here except for the goat milk. Okay, almost 1.2 million. So we are doing pretty good now. And we still have a little bit of goat milk to sell, but yeah, it has been over a week since I played last. Actually, it's probably been closer to a week and a half. My plan last time didn't really work out. I'm trying to record 2 episodes in a row, hoping that I could get them out a little bit quicker. But yeah, it didn't really work out just because I did not really find much time during the whole week to really be able to edit that second video. I think I managed to work on it for like an hour during the whole week. And then I was basically gone from like Friday morning till Monday night. So I didn't have any time all weekend either. But yeah, they finally managed to edit it on like the Tuesday, or finish editing it and get it released. And so now it's Wednesday when I'm playing again, and I'm pretty sure I recorded those 2 videos on like the previous Sunday. So yeah, it has been quite a while since I've played, so I was feeling a little bit rusty on the loaders there, but we did get them loaded and got everything sold now. So yeah, we're up over $1.2 million, so we have a lot of money. I think I am still going to hang on to it a little bit. Man, I'm getting a little bit of stutter in here. I don't know if I'm still loading shaders in or what's going on here. But yeah, it's a little bit choppy here for me. But yeah, as I was saying, I think I'm going to hold off on buying anything. We are probably going to buy some new equipment in this episode, but I am going to hang on for a little bit more, and we're probably going to wait until... Ooh, careful. Don't want to head on a gravel truck here. But yeah, I'm going to wait until like the last minute in March and probably buy that stuff right before we start planting. Just to see if anything interesting comes up in the sales between now and then. And that'll also give us a little bit more money even because we'll probably do another product sale at the beginning of April, and then, or beginning of March, sorry, and then see how much money we have to play with because I would potentially like to buy a new tractor and maybe a couple new implements and maybe some more land if we can afford it, but we'll have to play that by ear. But anyway, we got all that stuff sold, so yeah, lots of money in the bank, and we got our dairy topped up, so it should be good for a little while here. I didn't sell any of our oil because the prices for this stuff aren't really great right now, but yeah, we're still producing olive oil here, so we're starting to get a few pallets out. So that's doing pretty good. Our grain mill is still out, but our bakery still got quite a bit of flour, so that should be producing bread for us for a few more months here. So we're doing pretty good there. But yeah, I think let's just run over to our animals over here. Okay, so looking at our cow barn here, we are pretty much right empty of everything. So we need to get them some food, and we're going to refill their straw as well. So we will get those guys taken care of, and then I'm assuming we're going to have to mix up some more TMR. I'm probably going to do another quick load of slurry as well. Actually, well, it's only 33,000. Maybe I'll fill this thing up. That's probably what we'll do. And then we'll just leave it sitting there for now and let the barn refill. And then once like this thing is full and the barn is full again, then we can kind of do 2 trips at once and sell it. That might be a little bit more efficient. But we still have a fair bit of food in here. And what's our trailer doing? So yeah, the trailer's not empty anyway, but we should probably top it up anyway, just because we are going to be advancing the month. So we need to make sure we are fully topped up as much as possible so that we don't run out there. So let's just get this tractor fired up here, and we will back it out and get it refilled with TMR. Actually, let's, I think this barn is almost full, but we might as well dump a little bit in there, empty out that mixer wagon as much as possible, and then we'll probably try to kind of overstock it with a few extra bales as well, like we did that last time, to make it last as long as possible, because even though like the trailer itself officially only has a 45,000 liter capacity, you can kind of cheese it a little bit by throwing extra bales in there that don't really get counted towards the total, but then as it gets mixed up and taken down, the bales that are in there kind of get mixed into the new mixture. So you can technically get more than 45,000 liters in there if you do it right. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and pull out some bales here, and we'll get all these animals taken care of. I don't think I have to do anything with the goats yet. They still have quite a bit of hay in their food troughs there, so they should be good for at least another month. So yeah, don't have to do anything with the goats, but the buffalo and the cows do need some attention here. All right, well, I got all of the animals taken care of, or well, kind of. I kind of screwed up the mix there, and put too much straw in at first, and then the hay didn't get mixed up because it was already too full. So it got converted to like forage. So if you look, the wagon just has forage in it now instead of TMR. But I tried dumping a little bit because I was like, well, maybe if I just dump a little bit, it will use enough up that it will convert back. Because I know there's enough bales in there that as soon as I use a little bit, once it mixes the rest of that, it's going to go back to TMR. So I thought maybe I could dump out a little bit and get it back to TMR, and then that would kind of just like balance out in the troughs. But I don't know what happened there, because now it says like I only have 1,700 liters of TMR in the whole barn. So I think dumping that tiny little bit of forage in there has like changed the ratios of like the entire thing. So yeah, I'm not quite sure. That kind of, because I had like quite a bit more TMR in there than that. So yeah, I don't know, dumping that little bit of forage there screwed something up there. So yeah, not quite sure. That's a little bit weird that it would change it like that. I didn't expect it to do that. So I think I need to try and fix this and get it back going to TMR here. So so this actually happened to me once before, and I managed to fix it by just dumping some out. So yeah, I am going to make sure our tip side is on left front. I think that's going to be the best place to do it now. And then we can kind of do a force unload, and we're going to dump this out. Oh, we're going to have to move a little bit, I think. Our pile is as big as it gets. So we have to keep dumping until that gets converted to TMR. And wow, this is using a lot. I put way too much straw in there, apparently. I mean, maybe I didn't check it after the last time and it was already forage or something, because I swear, man, that took way more than... or that's dumping way more than I expected. Last time it was a pretty easy fix. So I don't know, it must be using the bales in the wrong order or something. But we've got like enough hay used up now. It's just still showing too much straw, I think, which is why the forage is still there. And this is okay. Well, now we have TMR again. And we have a big pile of loose stuff on the ground here, which is not ideal. So I think we can stop dumping. Yeah, we'll stop that. But our wagon is still full. I don't think we can dump into it now. Let me just check here quickly. So if we get the bucket on the telehandler here, I want to see if we can dump this loose stuff in here, because I think this is going to be how we're going to have to pick this up. But I'm not sure if it'll let me dump into an already full trailer like this. I think the bales kind of maybe make an exception, but oh yeah, it gave me a message there that I missed, but oh yeah, no spare capacity. Okay, so unfortunately, that stuff is going to have to stay there for now. It's also weird that it says it's straight hay, because I feel like that should have been more of a mixture there. I think something got screwed up there. But I know like sometimes, like with the materials, like if you have some material in a thing and you mix it with the other one, it just kind of makes it all the other one. Yeah, so that's kind of weird. That's kind of annoying. But I think it shouldn't be that big a deal. It's going to be a bit of a pain to clean up. It's going to take a little while, but we're just going to have to leave that there for now, I guess. Unless, I guess the other thing we could do is bring a baler down and re-bale all of that hay, if it's just hay. But I thought I was going to dump it out as forage again, but apparently not. So that's kind of strange. Not quite sure what's going on there. This thing is not really behaving how I was expecting, but I mean, at least we got it back to TMR now. So I guess we will pull this back in here. So if I check in here again, so I mean, they still have lots of food. So it's not like the milk production is going to stop completely, but I think it is going to, or like their health is going to go down, or their productivity is going to go down after they kind of get through this TMR and start eating hay. So we're going to have to come back and address this fairly soon, I think. But for now, I think the only other thing we have to do this month, oh, there's a deer in the yard. What's up, little deer? Yeah, as I was saying, the only other thing we need to do this month, I believe, is to top up our sawmill as well. So I'm probably just going to go hop down there. Let's go hop into the gold Vulture here. And I think it should be basically ready to go to start. I think we're just going to do the quick method today. So we're just going to use the chainsaw to chop down the trees, and we'll just drag them into the sawmill there. So it shouldn't take too long. I do have the front winch on, so I might try to put the branches on with that thing and get the tree and the extra branch down in one go if I can. So yeah, I guess we'll pop out the chainsaw. I have been kind of meaning to look into getting a faster chainsaw or something. Or I think maybe I saw that the lumberjack mod, you can actually adjust the speed manually, or there's a thing in the settings where you can adjust the speed. So I've been meaning to look into that a little bit more, but I haven't got around to it yet. So yeah, for now we'll just cut these trees down using the stock chainsaw, and we'll get them loaded into the sawmill there, because yeah, we definitely don't want to run out of wood. But then yeah, after this, I'll actually turn the speed up a little bit. I guess I can't do that while I'm cutting. I'm trying to hit that key, but yeah, it won't accept that keybind while I'm holding down the chainsaw key. So when I'm done this, I am going to turn the key or the speed up a little bit, just to make us at least get to the next hour, so that we can dump some more TMR and see what's going to happen there. Because we want to kind of figure that out before we advance the month, I believe, just to make sure that that health on those buffalo isn't going to go down too far. So yeah, we'll get the sawmill stocked up, and then we'll head back to the buffalo barn and see what we can see over there. Okay, that should be fully topped up. Yeah, 136,000 in there out of 140,000 liter capacity. So yeah, I can't really fit much more in there. So we should be good for a few more months now. So let's pop back up to the main yard here and see how these buffalo are doing. Okay, so our barn has gone down a little bit. I want to see what this says here. Okay, so it does say we are out of TMR now, but that we still have 31,000 liters of hay. So yeah, kind of annoyed that I kind of apparently accidentally mixed a whole lot of that TMR and like turned it into hay somehow, I guess. I'm still not quite sure exactly what happened there. Is this not down enough that I can dump here? What's going on? Do I need to change the tip side maybe? Right front, there we go. Okay, let's dump some of this. Okay, so we stayed total mixed ration in our wagon. Now let's see what this says. Did that change anything? No. Damn it. So yeah, I think I really screwed that one up. And I think by dumping that little bit of forage in there, it turned all of the TMR that I had in there into hay, which is super annoying because now there's just a whole bunch of hay in there that is never really going to get eaten. And I don't think there's any way to get it back out of there. Well, that was a bit of a waste. And now we have a whole bunch more hay over here, I guess, because I thought this was going to get dumped out as forage too. Like, I swear that's what happened last time. But now I can't really remember. That was a long time ago, but yeah, last time all I had to do was dump out like a little pile until the TMR fixed itself or got back to the right ratio. And then I just was able to scoop the little bit back in. But yeah, pretty annoyed about that. But I guess what's done is done. Can't really do anything about it now, but Yeah, this is kind of in the way now. And I mean, we could just kind of like slowly scoop it in. Like the next time we have to refill that thing, we could scoop it all up, I guess. But it is kind of ugly there. It is kind of bugging me that it's just all kind of piled here. And that is going to be kind of annoying to scoop it up. I actually have no idea like how much is even here really. So I think what we are actually going to do is bale that back up. So let's just turn off this John Deere for now. And let's hop into the Blue Valtra. And I'm going to run down to the bale shed, grab our square baler, and bring it down here and get that baled up. It shouldn't take very long at all. And then we'll just get those bales stored back into the shed. And I just take that as a learning lesson, I guess, because, yeah, wasted some TMR in there. I swear there was a time before when I kind of dumped the wrong thing in there, and it just kind of got all mixed into the TMR. But maybe I'm misremembering, or maybe I actually did something different there, but yeah, don't really know, but we'll get it taken care of anyway. And we'll know for next time to not dump non-TMR in there. Okay, well, we got that straw or that hay baled up, and it wasn't very much at all. It wasn't even a full bale. And then I just noticed running back over here to check on things that I forgot to take the hay out of this bucket here. So I guess we're not quite done dealing with this hay, but I think we still have enough room in the cow barn there. I don't think that hay is fully full, so I think we can just dump that in there, and that should be fine. So we'll just spin over here and dump this out. But yeah, that actually wouldn't have been too bad to pick that up with just the bucket, just because, yeah, it really wasn't all that much hay out there. It looks like a lot more than it is when it's kind of spread out on the ground there. But yeah, it ended up being less than a full bale, so wouldn't have been too bad, but I'm glad we got it picked up and out of the way anyway. So these guys have food now, and yeah, our wagon should be good. I actually just want to check and see if I can see what bales are left in there, because you can kind of glitch visually in here. So it looks like we still have, I think those are all just hay bales left. So what does our mixture look like? Okay, we're a little bit low on hay, so that should be fine. And we're pretty high onto the straw, so that should go down. Our hay should go up. As long as we don't run out of silage, we should be fine. But yeah, now I'm just realizing I shouldn't have parked that Valtra yet. So I'm just going to jump back into that one. And I'm just going to quickly run over to the slurry tank there and just get that filling. I don't think I'm going to drop it off just yet, but I'm going to fill it up because then that will free up some capacity in the barn. So that we don't end up being full, because yeah, we don't want the milk production limited any more than it already is. Although I guess now that we have TMR back in there, it's not really going to matter. So we'll just get that filling. Yeah, I was thinking with that hay in there, it was going to slow down production, but I don't think it actually will now that we have TMR back. It just kind of sucks that we wasted all of that TMR that got converted into hay. Unless there was already hay in there and I'm forgetting, but no, that like it's got to be, because we had way more TMR than that. Like it was almost full. I'm pretty sure that was the amount of TMR that is showing as our hay right now. So yeah, still a little mad about that, but lesson learned, I guess. So yeah, so this slurry tanker is not quite full, but our barn is empty. So we won't get any production hit for having that. And then I guess tomorrow we will drain the rest of it and take it for sale. But I think for now we are basically done for the month. So I'm just going to park this Valtra. And then I also, I can't remember, I'm pretty sure this should be fine, but I just want to fast forward until the next hour to see, just to make sure this thing is actually still dumping, because I can't remember if I moved it or not after that last dump. Okay, that did dump. Did that look like the right color to you? It still says TMR. But it looked like darker. But I don't know, maybe that's just the hay color? But I think this is what it always looks like. I don't know, I'm so confused now. I don't know what's going on here. Just worried I'm dumping the wrong thing and gonna screw it up again. Yeah, but I guess it's kind of annoying because now we can't actually fill it with TMR because that hay is taking up all the food capacity in there. But I don't think there's any way to get that hay out, so I might almost have to just let them eat through it to open up the capacity to be able to fill up the TMR, because I mean, it's not a big deal. Like, this is just going to keep dumping the TMR that's in here. That just kind of limits our capacity, because before, like, we were able to fill the entire barn with TMR plus the wagon with TMR. So, but now because the barn is basically just full of hay, our only TMR capacity is basically in the wagon. Other than that, like 1,800 liters of TMR there. So yeah, I guess we're just going to have to take that productivity hit and let them eat through the hay. I don't think there's any other way around that. So yeah, I guess there's not really much else we can do at the moment though. So let's just, we'll go sleep, and I'll see you in February. Okay, welcome to February, everybody. I see we got a John Deere tractor on sale. I think the S7 was a little bit smaller than the... Oh, that's actually the combine. What was I thinking? Oh, I think it's the R7 or 7R is the tractor version, right? Man, that's actually a pretty darn good deal. Like, this is the... Yeah, that's the same one. We already have 2 of these, but this is 42% off, and it's only got like less than 5 hours on it. That's actually a really good deal for one of these. So, damn, we don't really need 3 combines yet, I don't think. I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. That probably would have helped last harvest season. Yeah, last October or November or whatever that last month was, where we had a whole bunch of harvesting to do. I guess we probably could have used actually 3 combines. We could have had all 3 going at once. That would get to be a lot. I'm not sure if it'd be worth just upgrading to a bigger one at that point, because that's, I think, the second biggest combine in the game, basically. Let's just double check that. So S7, or the second biggest John Deere, I mean. So yeah, the S7, and then the only one bigger is the X9. So yeah, I don't know. That is a pretty good size combine. I'm going to think about that for a minute. I don't know if it's worth spending that much money on it when we have other things we really needed to buy, and we already have 2 combines, but I mean, we could probably put 3 combines to work during harvest season if we really wanted to. So I don't know. I'm going to think about that a little bit more. We'll see how much money we end up with by the end of the month. So let's double check in here. How much? Okay, we still have some TMR in here, so we're not doing too bad. But it is reducing the hay for some reason, somehow. And the TMR ratio is slowly going up, or the TMR capacity to hay capacity is slowly changing. Not quite sure why, because I thought they only really ate like one thing at a time, like whatever the highest value thing was. But yeah, I'm not really quite sure how that's working. Maybe the hay is like getting mixed in there somehow. But yeah, I don't know. This whole hay TMR situation has completely confused me now. I don't know what's going on, but I guess we don't technically have to let them eat the hay then. Like, if it's just going to keep doing that, I guess we'll just keep topping up the TMR, and like eventually we should get back to fully TMR, I guess, if it keeps trending in this direction. So I guess we'll just keep hoping for that. I guess we'll top up the TMR again later this month. Still kind of sucks that we kind of lost an entire load of TMR there. That's pretty annoying, but not really too much we can do about it at this point. And I mean, the buffalo health is still at 100%. So I think we're still kind of doing just fine for milk production. But speaking of that, I'm actually going to run over to the dairies here and double check, because they probably need to be filled up again. Okay, we kind of ran around and looked at everything. I think kind of have a plan here. We are just going to hop in the Valtra. I am going to deal with our slurry and move our buffalo milk over to the dairies there. And then I will see you back here at the yard. And we're probably going to go buy something here. Okay, well, we got that stuff done. Got our milk moved over and got the slurry emptied out there. First time I think I've ever done like a 100% slurry load, so it was worth a little over 7 grand. So that wasn't too bad, just because that container holds a little bit more slurry than the barn does. So it's usually not quite full when I take it down there. But yeah, because I filled it up yesterday, it definitely was full this time. It was almost perfect to fill up there. It just had a couple hundred left over. So I got that extra little bit in there now. So our barn is empty again, ready to fill up. And yeah, I think I'm basically just going to babysit this TMR thing. There's not really a whole lot else we can do for this month. We could do some more sales and stuff, but there's not a whole lot we can sell just because we sold everything last month. A couple things are at pretty good prices, but we're not really going to make much money off of them anyway, just because we don't have a whole lot of product. The biggest thing is like the wood products. We are starting to build up quite a few of those, but like I said before, the prices don't fluctuate very much, so we don't really need to sell those every month. So I think we're gonna skip selling anything this month and just kind of let our products build up. So yeah, basically all I have to do now is babysit the TMR, make sure these buffalo don't run out. So I'm gonna pull this back out and get it restocked. And then yeah, we're basically, I'm not quite sure how it's gonna work. Like normally I think I would be able to like fill it up, make sure the barn was full and our mixer was full, and then I would have enough to just last until like tomorrow morning. But I might have to kind of fill this thing up and then let it drain out a little bit more, and then refill it another time later in the day, just to make sure we actually get through the night without running out of TMR here. So I'm gonna back this out. We'll fill it up once, and then I'm kind of just gonna babysit it until later in the day, and just make sure that's gonna work. And then I think we're just gonna jump right ahead into April there. Okay, well, it's getting dark here. I've been kind of keeping an eye on this. I didn't have to do much, but I did top it up again just now here. So our trough is still full and our wagon is still full with a little bit of extra hay in there, or hay and silage in there. So it should continue to mix. I just wanted to check on this. This ratio hasn't really changed during this day, though. So I'm not quite sure why it changed the first time. Maybe it's just a little bit and I'm not noticing, but yeah, it was like must have been like a 4 or 3,000 liter difference last night. But yeah, it doesn't appear to be really changing anymore. So I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. I'm still very confused about the whole situation. But anyway, I think everything else is done. Oh, the other thing I realized I hadn't done yet is put more milk into the goat dairy either. So I transferred a little bit more milk over there. So that one should be good to go. And yeah, I think everything else is fine to go as well. So yeah, I guess maybe we will give the dog a little bit more food here. And then let's go sleep until April. And then we should be back into spring where we can start kind of cultivating and planting and getting back into the kind of crop season. Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to March, and I'm just realizing now. I think I said April at the end of, or like right before I slept there. I think I was talking about moving directly into April, which was just a brain fart on my part because obviously I'm at March. But yeah, this is our first planting month, so we can potentially plant, yeah, sunflowers and what was the other one? Oats, I believe. Yeah, oats can be planted this month as well. So I don't think we are going to do any planting in this episode, but there is one other thing I want to do. Oh man, we still don't have anything else on sale, eh? Man, I hate it when that happens. There should always be like a full stock of things on sale, you would think. Like this is the only used vehicle in all of Zelonka right now. I am still pretty tempted to buy this thing, but yeah, I think I don't really think we need 3 combines. I mean, we could use them, but we don't really need them. But I think a bigger priority right now is to get a new tractor. And originally, I kind of narrowed it down between this Vario 1100 and this John Deere 9R because they seem to have the ones with the best turning radius with that seeder, just because of how far back the hitch was. But now with that new adapter piece that I found, I don't really, or that like that's not really going to matter. Because I think any tractor is going to have a fine turning radius. So I'm not too worried about that. But then I was also kind of looking at which one is the best value. And I think the Fendt is technically a better value because to get this 673 horsepower number, that would be 540,000 total. And it's not quite as much as the John Deere's, but I mean, it's pretty close, like close enough that like that level 20 horsepower is not really going to make much of a difference. And this is enough power to run anything that we would want to run anyway, I think. But I don't know, I kind of just like the look of these ones better, to be honest. Not necessarily the best thing to be basing a purchase decision on with a tractor, but yeah, I think these ones are pretty sweet, these big tracked ones. And I think like the main difference between these ones is just the tracks, because they have the same maximum horsepower at 691. To get there with this one, you'd be at 624. We could also add like extra weights and twin wheels if we wanted to, and wheel weights. That gets pretty expensive though, so you're looking at up to 650 there. But we would probably go with, I'm thinking the wide tires and weights if we got this one, at least to start. We could always upgrade to the wide or the double tires if we needed to, if we needed more traction. But we would be looking at about 630,000 for that one. But the Fendt would get us like nearly the same amount of power for like, I think that'd be like $90,000 less. So, I mean, this one would be the better value. But yeah, I kind of just like the way the articulated ones look, and I guess like they drive a little bit nicer to me too, I guess, where these ones can be kind of a little bit twitchy, and I find they sometimes get jammed on some implements when you're turning really tight. So I was kind of thinking it's going to be one of these ones, just because I kind of like that we started the series with the smallest John Deere tractor in the game, and maybe we could end the series with one of the biggest ones here. So I think this is kind of technically the biggest one. This one doesn't have quite as much power. It's a little bit more limited. So it's kind of between these two for the biggest John Deere's. And I think the main difference is just that this one has the tracks, which I kind of like, and should theoretically give us more traction. I'm not quite sure how the game calculates that, but yeah, I think I'm going to go with this one. We're going to get the 9RX. And let's, obviously we're going to get it with the maximum power, the biggest engine upgrade. So that's going to cost us another 80 grand. And what are we going to do for tracks here? So I don't really like those wide ones that stick out that far. I don't know if there's much benefit to that. And then I think it would just make it kind of more difficult to maneuver, more difficult to fit through narrow spaces and stuff. So I think we will get the broad tracks, just to hopefully get a little bit more traction. That would probably be a little bit better in terms of compaction as well in real life. Not that that's calculated in this game, but yeah, I think we'll go with that. We'll go with the US spec just because it gets rid of some of those flags, and I think that looks a little better. The front weight, I don't know. I don't really know how much difference that's going to make, and I don't like the way it looks as much. So I think we're going to try it without it at first, and then we can always upgrade that later if we feel like we need it. And then the 3-point attacher we are going to leave on there because, yeah, other than that, we would just have more weight in the back, which I don't really think we need. Like, this thing is already 25 tons, so I mean that's pretty good weight tractor. I actually just kind of wanted to see out of curiosity, what's the maximum weight you can get on this thing? Okay, so on the wheeled one, you could get a little bit heavier. So this total weight is 26 with the twin wheels and weights and all the wheels as well. I mean, they're like within a ton in terms of the weight, so I think it's probably not going to really make a huge difference. I guess it's 1.1 ton, not quite within 1 ton, but close enough. And yeah, I don't really think it's going to make a difference. So we're going to spec it out like this, I believe. And yeah, 636,000. So, I mean, that's quite a bit of money for a tractor, but I mean, we have a pretty good balance right now and we got lots of money coming in. So yeah, I think it's time we get ourselves a kind of maximum size tractor here. So yeah, let's go ahead and pull the trigger here. Let's buy ourselves a brand new big old tracked John Deere. And then there's one other thing I want to buy here as well. I think we are going to go ahead and get this biggest plow. I mean, technically we don't actually even need this tractor to run this plow. We could run this one with our Valtra, which has 420 horsepower, but it's probably going to be a little bit easier. And I do have a couple fields that I want to plow together. Not quite sure what this Pack-O-Mat thing does, if that makes a difference at all. I'm going to try it without it for now. So that's our only option. So yeah, let's just buy this guy, another 75 grand. So let's jump down to our new tractor. Okay. She is a beast. That is a big old tractor compared to our little John Deere that we started with. Yeah, I like that. That is pretty nice. You know you've made it when you got one of these kicking around your farm. So let's start her up here. Let's take a quick look inside. Pretty nice. Pretty standard John Deere interior, I think, for all their modern tractors. They all look more or less the same. Looks pretty familiar. But yeah, that is pretty nice. So I think I am just going to hook onto the plow here. And I am going to come down over here, and I think I'm going to plow in all three of these fields together. 52, 51, and 53. So we're going to plow this road right here, and we're going to plow all the way down into here. Turn this into one great big field. I still haven't 100% decided what I want to plant in there yet, but yeah, I think we're going to do that as one big field, get one thing planted in there, make it a little bit easier to deal with. So we'll get our plow on. We'll head down there. This thing feels a little bit weird to drive. I'm definitely not used to the articulated tractors yet. Haven't really driven one of those in this save at least. I have a little bit of my other save, but still not very much. So yeah, I guess we will come down one of these lanes here. Guess it doesn't really matter where we start. I will probably do like I usually do, and we'll go a little bit outside exactly where I want to go. Man, I can barely zoom back far enough to get the whole plow in here. But yeah, we'll plow out a little bit outside of where I want to go, and then I can come back with the paint tool afterwards and fix up the edges as well. So we will get this thing unfolded here. I'm going to switch it to allow create fields. And then we should just be able to lower it down and go. So we'll get these fields plowed together, and then we'll have to come back and we'll be able to plant them in the next episode. This shouldn't take very long. Should go quite a bit faster than our other little plow did, but I mean, it's still not a super huge working width, so it'll take a couple passes, but yeah, it should still be quite a bit faster. But this tractor is pretty nice. It is pulling it no problem at all right now. So yeah, I'll just get these plowed up here. Okay, we got that field plowed in. So now we're going to have one big field over there. So I'll have to decide what I want to plant in there. I'm kind of thinking maybe we do that whole field as oats. But we'll see. I'll think about that a little bit more. But yeah, pretty happy with this tractor and that plow. That makes pretty quick work of that. That would have taken quite a bit longer with that little guy. Although this one is a little bit tougher to use with that length and just the way it kind of moves when you're turning, especially with like the articulated tractor. It's kind of moves a little bit weird because the back kind of moves out instead of just kind of following exactly where the front is. So it makes it a little bit more difficult to like line up the edges perfectly, but it still wasn't too bad once you get used to it. So yeah, pretty happy with that. Got that field done. And yeah, everything else is pretty much done. Actually, probably should have dialed back the time there a little bit because we have quite a bit to do this month still. And it's already 10 a.m. So Yeah, lots of planting to do in the next episode, I think, but I am going to wrap this one up here. So next time we'll get this field planted to something, and we'll get our sunflowers in over in those fields back over there. But for now, yeah, that's going to do it for this one. So let's just feed the dog again, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like the new tractor purchase. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon in the next one.